Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes the natural process of decline in human faculties as he ages. When a child is born, he is helpless and dependent. He hears but does not comprehend. He sees but does not understand. He speaks but does not make any sense. He moves his hands and feet, but he is not really mobile. Such is the weak state of a newborn. And then the body grows and all the systems develop and man gains strength and he becomes a mature adult. And then as time goes by and he reaches old age, his body weakens again and his faculties regress. As we learn in Surah Rum, verse 54, Allahu alladhi khalaqakum min dha'fin ثم جعل من بعد ضعف قوة ثم جعل من بعد قوة ضعفا وشيبا يخلق ما يشاء وهو العليم القدير. Allah is the one who created you from weakness, then made after weakness strength, then made after strength weakness and white hair. He creates what he wills, and he is the knowing, the competent. As you reflect on this verse, it becomes obvious to us that aging is a planned outcome of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's wisdom. Everyone goes through it. And the question then becomes, what should we do as we are growing older? Should we wait for our body to be no longer having enough strength to do ibadah? Many people delay their Hajj thinking this is something that should do towards the end of their life, towards the later part of their life, when they have lots of time because they have retired. But is that the right way to look at it? Would you be able to do Hajj as an example with the same fervor, with the same energy at an older age? And we see how sometimes people struggle at that age. They're on wheelchairs. They're not even able to do all the manasik, all the activities of Hajj properly. And that's exactly why we see that there is reward, high reward of worship in young age, to the point where the person who spends his young age in worship is among the 7 people who will be under the shade of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala when there will be no shade on the Day of Judgment. Narrated by Abu Hurairah ta'ala anhu in Bukhari, Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, سَبْعَةٌ يُظِلُّهُمُ اللَّهُ يَوْمَ الْقِيَامَةِ فِي ظِلِّهِ يَوْمَ لَا ظِلَّ إِلَّا ظِلُّهُ. So there are 7 people who will be shaded by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by his shade on the Day of Resurrection, when there will be no shade except his shade. And in that list of 7, there is Shabun Nasha'a fi ibadatillah. So among these 7 is a young man who has brought up in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So his youth has been spent in the worship of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So make dua to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make us among those who are able to worship him in early age. And there are many du'as. There are many du'as where Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has taught us to seek protection from the difficulties of old age. And we should make a habit of making those du'as even if you have not reached that age. اللهم إني أعوذ بك من البخل وأعوذ بك من الجبن وأعوذ بك من أن نرد إلى الأرض للعمر وأعوذ بك من فتنة الدنيا وعذاب القبر. Amen. Let's review verses 59 to 78. Shaitan will misguide a large number of people, despite being declared as a clear and open enemy of mankind. And body parts will witness against a person on the Day of Judgment to all the sins they committed. And it is the nature that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has put in place that man returns to the state of weakness in his old age, similar to how he started his journey in this life as a newborn.